Welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode, and between the episodes I did a few things. I mainly automated this charger, so we get charged circuit quartz with an import bus. I created that. Today we get started with, we're going to get started with some auto crafting, because Expert Mode mod packs, which this is, really are meant for you to go into auto crafting, so that the earlier stages you don't have to do anymore. So we need to get started with that, which is not terribly hard to actually do, but we're going to need to make a bunch of these crafting units. So we're going to need a few processors, so calculation logic processors. You can get started with just a few, and we can get more complex later. It'll just pay dividends if we just get those going to start off with. So to get started with, we're going to probably want 4K crafting storage. So I already created the 4K there, and that let it process quite a few things per job. And then we're also going to need, whoops, not you. Definitely not you. We're going to need, well, we don't actually need a crafting monitor. We should be able to just make a crafting terminal, but we are going to need a crafting co-processing unit, at least one. So why don't we just see if we can make a few of those. Yeah, let's just make that many. And then what else are we going to need with this? Is there anything else I need for right now? We've got the storage, we've got the co-processing unit. Yeah, let's just create those, and let's go and set that up. So it doesn't matter where we set this up for now. We're just going to set up a crafting storage, and then we're going to make sure this is a cuboid of some kind. You can't have shapes like this, but we can have shapes where they just go basically vertically up. So that will do. I guess I'm going to have to climb this. Yeah. Okay. And that will do for the sort of auto crafting itself. We are going to need, however, somewhere to store the recipes. So we need the other half of this, which is the molecular disassembler. Here it is. If you're wondering why the screen flashes green occasionally, that's Animania's fault. It's got like spawn eggs in the JEI integration that doesn't play well with shaders. I have turned it off in the configs. I just haven't rebooted yet, so it should be gone next episode. But for now, that's why that's actually happening. Molecular assembler. We are going to need some iron sheet metal, quartz glass, crafted tier 3. Interesting. We've not made crafters before, but they are very useful, particularly when you get to like Supremium and the mystical agriculture stuff. So we are going to need to make. It looks like, well, do we have one machine block? We do not have any machine blocks. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to need to make this whole chain. Do we have any of those? Yeah, we do have most of those. Okay, so we're just going to need some more reinforced stone, which I should have available, meaning I can get to the crafted tier 1. Sorry, the machine block. Yep. Come on, give me the machine block. And that means I can get to the crafting tier 1 and moving up through the levels. So we're going to need some analog crafters, and we're going to need some redstone gears. That looks like I'm just going to need lots of crafting stations. How many is this? It's going to be like 6 of them for crafted tier 3. Yeah, so it's going to be 6 of those and 6 redstone gears. So why don't we just make a lot of redstone torches, as many as we can actually afford to anyway, and get some of these redstone. So look, 5, 6, yep, and then we just want the same with our analog crafters. We're going to need a lot of crafting tables, it looks like. Yeah, that may not even be enough. In fact, 8 times, yeah, that may, no, it might be 1 short. I'm going to need more levers, clearly. No, I have enough, that's fine. So we then should be able to get to what we want. Crafted tier 1. Crafted tier 2. And crafted tier 3. Okay, and then do we have everything else? We are missing the iron sheet metal, which is just iron plates. So we should be able to have that. So there we go. And there's our molecular assembler. Well, at least our first one. We're going to need more. And to integrate, well, this is the thing that does the crafting, if you like. Well, it still lets the auto crafting setup access the patterns in the interfaces. We're going to need the respective interfaces. So interface blocks are pretty standard as well, and we're also going to need some blank patterns. So if I just create a few, well, until I run out of quartz glass, a few blank patterns. We're going to need for interfaces any kind of glass. Yep. Okay, so that's one interface. So we have most of the things we're actually going to need. I am going to need more space and to move this clearly around somewhere else. Yeah, let me just move these for a second. There we go. And let's just put it here for now. We are going to have to move this pretty quickly, but not right now. And if I just put the molecular assembler in. Okay, that can get used by any side. So if we just put one here and put our interface down. There we go. We can then store our patterns here and use them like that. We can also access them remotely once we have a pattern terminal, but we don't have that just yet. So we are going to need that next. So terminal, we are going to need a pattern terminal and probably an interface terminal to see those remote interfaces. So pattern terminal first. Yeah, well, that's interface terminal. Pattern terminal is just a regular crafting terminal, so we need to make another one of those. And I need some more cores, clearly. Let me just craft those up and we'll finish up with that. So I made another terminal, so we should be able to make a pattern terminal. And while we're at it, we probably should have an interface terminal. I'm going to need another bright illuminated panel, which means I'm going to need some more quartz glass. Yeah, let me just get that going. Do I have enough for that? No, I'm going to need some Certus. And I'm going to need probably some of that basically ground up. So we'll just drop it in our macerator. Yep. And I think we can use nether quartz as well, but we'll figure that out. So crafting maestro, yeah, we got the achievement, and I'm going to need 5 of that. I'll make the rest up, but in the meantime, we can just get away with the pattern terminal itself. I did just put this advanced inscriber down. I did make that between the episodes as well. It's kind of useful. Just you can put whole stacks and things rather than having to put one in at a time. And then we're just going to need a space for this other terminal that way. So let's just drop you in there. And one cable. In fact, I don't even need cable like that, but fine. We'll move that in a second. There's our pattern terminal. There's our patterns, which means we can now autocraft stuff. In particular, one of the first things we're going to be able to do is be able to reproduce itself, so it needs to know how to make patterns. So that is a good thing to have. We're also going to want the molecular assembler prerequisites, because we're going to need to make more of those. So molecular. And that is all the way back to making this, the machine block, which means it also needs to know how to make machine casings and all of that. So dense iron plates, yes, that's going to have to be a recipe. We do it a little bit differently. Or we can try and skip having to use IC2 and use Tinker's Construct instead, but I'll need to have a store of plates. It won't matter either way. I think these iron large plates are actually slightly more what's the word, efficient than these, because these are only 8 ingots, these are 9, so I think I'll just use that as the recipe, and then I'll need to supply it with aluminium and iron, of course, to actually make these, but that's a separate thing. I don't have the interface terminal just yet, although can we actually make that now? I need the said quartz dust. I need to just use it there. And we'll get some quartz glass. Some more quartz glass. And then can we make everything we need? Interface terminal, illuminated panel. It needs an interface block. Okay, one interface. And that should be everything. Yeah, so interface terminal. Normally I would put it on the other side of this, but yeah, I'm running slightly short of room. I'll figure it out when I actually make this a little bit better when I move. That's going to become probably soon. So there we go, interface terminal, and we can see the molecular assembler, and we can drop stuff into it. So we can drop those in there, and of course you'll see that they exist back here. Okay, same thing. All right, so now we can ask the system to, let's say, create a pattern for us, and it should just do that automatically. Pattern, please, just one, craft one. Yep. Okay, and we should see that in the system. Yep. Okay, all working exactly as you expect. So that is that. I'm quite happy with that system, at least to get started, and we'll expand it more later. Now, as I said last episode even, I need to get into Thaumcraft to get fabric of some kind. Is it enchanted fabric? Yes, because this is used to make the Rudimentary Snare, which opens up blood magic. So to get that, we're going to need to do some stuff in Thaumcraft, it looks like. Most Thaumcraft items need to be unlocked through researching the Nomicon. Okay, so research it is. We need to get the wood table to start off with. It just says table in the Nomicon, and that's just really hard to find something when you just type table. However, wood table is not too terribly bad. I think we're going to need a few of the slabs. But other than that, we are fine. I think we're going to need 2 of these tables. I think it was 2 of these tables. And probably some Salus Mundus while we're at it. That's 3 vessel, flint in a bowl. Okay, I may have removed that. But yeah, there's not. I wish there was a shift-click recipe for this, but there isn't. Flint. Okay, and a bowl. Yeah, let's just get a bowl. Some redstone, and then 3 different V crystals. Yeah, so V. And we'll just take whatever the highest amount is. In fact, we probably should make a few of these. So why don't we just grab some VU, 3 different V crystals. There we go. And I'll just grab a few just in case. Okay, so that's 2 of the things we actually need. And we're also going to need some scribing tools. They are unshaped recipes, so useful to have more than 1. And we're going to need some paper, and I've got a full stack of paper, so that's handy to have around as well. Where's my Nomicon? Put it in the system. Yep, we'll get that back out. Okay, so we're going to need to basically set up the wood table. This is of most benefit, I think, if you put it near at least one of the bookshelves. I'm not sure if I've got a spare bookshelf in the system. It may just be in separate books, so let's probably just create a bookshelf. It'll also help to probably have other things nearby, but I can never remember off the top of my head. So I'm just going to create 1 bookshelf, and I'm just going to use the inside of this. The Thaumcraft cauldron or crucible is over in our Thaumcraft area, i.e. the stuff that can be emits all kinds of horrible stuff into the atmosphere. So we're just going to use this indoor area, I think, now that we've cleaned everything else out, just for Thaumcraft stuff. So I'm just going to put this, why don't I put it there? And I'm just going to put a bookshelf next to it. I don't know, there. Okay. And then I can't remember if it's Salus Mundus or if it's the scribing tools. It's not Salus Mundus. Scribing tools? Yep. Okay. Here's no longer 2 tables. It's just 1 table. Okay. Let me just get rid of that then. I thought it was too wide, the table. Maybe they've changed recent versions. Anyway, create theory. We can put some paper in. Oh, we should be able to put paper in there. We just can't shift click it. Yep. And create theory. So why don't I just... yeah. It just seems to help that this is next to it, which is here. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that's supposed to work with it, but I need to actually check that out. But each one of those increases the number of, obviously, light bulbs that we get. So let's just create a theory and click on that. And we have an option. We can basically go for reactions or synthesis. So what happens in Tenebrae essentially reacts with Premunio, 25 alchemy, 40 alchemy. Yeah, we don't have any of this stuff. It's going to need that to do it. Yeah, okay, fine. So back in the Nomicon, we now have this theory crafting area. If I just go back here, it's over here. So we can click on that complete. And there we go. We have a workspace. We start performing some research. Good. That's fine. Yep. Is there anything else we can get to now? It's getting into celestial observation. And we need a few things like that. We've already got those from randomly scanning things around all over the place. So complete that. Yeah, celestial observation. And then it sort of looks like, oh, well, that's infusion. Yeah, infusion is a whole other topic. Is there anything else that I can actually do here? Visit lowest steps of the world and the highest peaks you can find. Yeah, that's not, well, we can just do that manually. Current stage 1 of 3. Okay. And infusion we can complete as well. Yep. There we go. And you'll see over here on the right hand side, we can now do enchanted fabric. 4 string and a piece of wool and a cost of 5V. Okay. Let's just go and see if I have some string and wool, and let's see if that, I think we're gonna need 4 of it. So string, we're gonna need at least 16. We've got 24. I'll do. And I have some wool. We got 7 of it. Okay, that should do. That should be pretty good. And I'm just going to sleep through the night. And then we should be able to craft ourselves some enchanted fabric. So you see on the right hand side, it takes 5V, but we have 95 available. So I'm just going to take 4 of that. And that should be everything we need to unlock Blood Magic as far as Thaumcraft is concerned anyway. So that is something we should look at perhaps on the quests. Gates and Blood Magic, we need a Rudimentary Snare, at least 1. Yeah, so you throw them at a monster. It's not guaranteed, but you should get like a white particle effect. Because I've got shaders, it might be a black particle effect, but you have a particle effect. And then it needs to be, it needs to be, you can't throw them at passive mobs, if I remember rightly. You have to throw them at like skeletons and stuff like that. So yeah, we should have most of that. Yeah, can we actually just get Snare? Rudimentary Snare, do I have everything apart from the... Well, I need to craft some mana steel, but that's just some iron. Let's just get a few pieces of iron. And the snare also needs this in the center, the redstone root. And I'm just going to need some shears, of which I've made 3 apparently. And we'll just go and grab some grass for that. Let's just grab some around here. Yep. And then we just want 4 pieces of iron. And that should be everything. Let's turn the F7 mode off. Don't need that right now. How's my battery doing? It's gaining. It's gaining. Obviously, increasing that overclockers really sort of took the wind out of that battery. But that's fine. That's fine. And now we should have a snare available. Yep, 1 set of 8 snares. You should give me the quest. Yep. 2 blank slates and some living rock, which I don't mind the living rock, saves me having to make it. And that's that open. Next thing on the right hand side is mystical agriculture, and we need an infusion crystal of some kind, and there's 2 kinds, one that is used up and one that is not. The one that is used up needs just an energetic infuser, which means we need to get into thermal expansion to make it, I think. And the master one here, yeah, needs us to upgrade the celestial altar and get Britannia runes, and we still need this ender amethyst anyway, which is looking like it's mystical agriculture or ender amethyst ore, which, yeah, we need to get to the end for that, I presume. Amethyst dust? Yeah, it looks like it's all the same kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. We now have Blood Magic essentially available, so we should be able to do stuff on that. Is there an actual Blood Magic quest? There is. So we just need to checkbox task. We'll get 10 levels. And the Sanguine signs them. Did we get that automatically? This is Potion of Regen. Potion of Regen's kind of handy, yes. You'll see why if you haven't seen Blood Magic before. Presumably most of you have. It generally involves hurting yourself to gain Blood Magic, as you might imagine. So yes, there's a few things to actually get started. And the Blood Altar is the first one. Usually Blood Altar, is it Blood Altar? Yeah, Blood Altar, and it's an expert mode pack, so you're gonna need a few things. The only thing that you actually need to get it going is this demonic will, and that's what you got the snares for. So you need to go out and throw these snares at monsters and then kill them basically, and occasionally you will get the demonic will. Now you might need more of these than you have initially, but I'm gonna go hunting and see if I can find any. Alright, let's try it over here in this giant tree if we can, and let's see if this actually works. So there should be a skeleton or 2 around here. It's usually quite dark. Oh, there's one. There's a guy. Okay. Can we throw you, or is it just going to be... throw you right-click? Looks like I can. And I would just have to kill you. Well, yes. But we didn't have that white particle effect, so that's not going to actually count. We need to basically get that particle effect first. No. How about now? No. Still no. There it is. There we go. There's some ectoplasm. And we can just kill the rest. Okay, at least for the first Blood Altar. You're probably going to want 2 of them, so having an extra one will not go amiss. I just want to get rid of the rest before I started taking a lot of damage. Alright, back to the base. And there we go. In your travels out in the world, you're going to want to go and find these. Look for these trees. There are silver wood, and around the base of them you'll find shimmer leaf. We're going to be able to use those in Thaumcraft coming up, and that is going to also unlock part of Blood Magic. So it'll be helpful if there's more than one, and There isn't more than one. If I put them in crafting, I get one quicksilver out of it, and that quicksilver is what I'm actually looking for. However, it looks like there isn't more than one here. That's annoying. Maybe I could just get rid of you. I need to bring myself a matic out here, but I'll get rid of you. And maybe more will spawn later. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But I'm going to have to go look for another one now and get a few of those. Reason why is to make the rest of the blood altar, you need a few things. And there's some things that, well, they're pretty much just, oops, they're pretty much just Thaumcraft. We have got this demonic will. We've got all the rest of the parts apart from brass plate and glass lens. Glass lens is made through astral sorcery. It needs 2 quicksilver, see? And some mirror glass, which again is looking like it's unlocked through Thaumcraft. And it's a mana glass, but mana glass is just glass through a mana pool, so nothing special there. So yeah, just mirror glass we need to get through Thaumcraft and find these out in the world. Is there any other way of getting quicksilver? No, there is. We can get cinnabar ore. That'll do the job. Yeah, that's a good option. We're going to need maybe... I think if I break cinnabar, it's going to break into something I don't want it to. Yeah, I may have to investigate that, whether I need a Silk Touch pickaxe or not. We can always add Silk Touch to something just to get it started. So that's one option. The other thing that we don't have yet is this, Alchemical Brass. It cannot be alloyed, it looks like, through... well, you can make molten brass in Tinkers, but you can't seem to alloy it, so it's going to be something that we just get seemingly from Thaumcraft itself. So it looks like we continue into Thaumcraft. So in Thaumcraft, in the Nomicon, this second tab on the left-hand side, Alchemy, is the one we want, and down here is Alchemical Metallurgy, which I think is the Alchemical Brass thing. So we need basic alchemy. Yep, research completed. Okay, I have already done it, so I guess we have all these V crystals and everything else. We're going to get to the more advanced stuff later. In the meantime, however, we need to make alchemical brass ingots. So not always possible to get hold of it. Yes, there should be a way of crafting it by alchemical transmutation. I simply need to find it. So we need to throw some iron ingots into something with instrumentum, and that will get us some alchemical brass out of it. And that's again with our crucible like normal. Instrumentum, I think, is tools. So we want like a shovel or something. Let's just take a look at instrumentum. Ideally, we want something with exactly 5 instrumentum. Can we actually find anything with JEI? It would be nice if you'd tell me if you had instrumentum. I'm sure there is a way of doing that. Anyway, it should appear in the tooltips. So let's just go for pickaxe and an iron pickaxe. You have 16 instrumentum. A bit much. I could do something with multiples of 5. There we go. Diamond pickaxe. Yeah, but you have a lot of other stuff as well. And let me just try and... Oh, that crystal pickaxe is 8. So that's going to be a bit expensive, though. It uses rock crystal. How about... let's just take a look through. Can I find anything? As it turns out, I have some cinnabar ore, so that should be good for that. And you just have to smelt it up. So let's just drop it in an electric furnace. Good. I'll smelt half of it up, but that's everything we need for that half. Instrumentum looks like for flint is going to be the easiest source. So let's go across to our Thaumcraft area. I did bring a bucket, didn't I? Yes, I did, just in case. You are needing to be refilled at some point, but for now, you're fine. And 2 flint, 2 iron ingots. And we get 2 alchemical brass. Okay, so more flint. You will, however, get excess terror in there. So yes, there is stuff that you don't want in there, but this is about the cleanest source I could find to get some alchemical brass going. And what is brass plates? Are they more than... They are just 2, unless I can make them with a compactor with 1. Yeah, so I can get brass plates. So if I want to get more and get a second blood altar, I will need to make more of those. But for now, I have the 2 I need. So let's go back home and just drop them in the compactor. Is it compactor, not compressor? It is compactor. I don't have a compactor. Will you go in the metal former? You will go in the metal former. Good. Okay, that should make me 2 brass plates. The rest we need to craft up. So that's 1 and 2. And then that means we need that glass lens, I think it was. Was it glass lens? For the magic blood altar? I've already put it over here. Just click on it. glass lens, which needs the mirror glass. So we need some way of making mirror glass, and that says it's in Thaumcraft. So wonderfully, it's not available in this recipe. So can we find mirror glass anywhere in here that's early? Yeah, that may take some doing. And with a little more clicking around and nothing much else whatsoever, in the Thermo we can unlock some nice gear that we can actually get hold of. So let's just make that first of all, which is basically the goggles are revealing. So you can see the V impact around you all the time. And I think that is something like this. We made some more alchemical brass. And then is it something like... oh, let me just look in a book. It's around here somewhere. Goggles are revealing. Oh, it's 4 leather. That's why. No wonder it didn't fit. One more piece of leather. There we go. 4. And then we can just wear those instead of our helm. Later, I think you can upgrade some armor to include them, so we don't need it permanently. And there we go. So goggles revealing. V discount of 5%. And we have those available. So let's just swap this out. And we should see, shouldn't there be like an interface thing on the screen that shows me the V? Oh, sure, you should be getting that. Maybe I'm thinking of an older version. If anyone knows, let me know in the comment. I thought it was normally a V gauge. Anyway, moving on. Ah, never mind, there we go. Yeah, you can see what's in the crucible with them on, so you can see what you have left over to absorb. And you can see, obviously, it's just going into the atmosphere. Yeah, that's probably bad long term, isn't it? Something about taint, something. Don't put this near your base. Do not. Now, to get further with the Infusion Altar, which is where we're going to have to create that mirror glass, if I remember rightly anyway, we need to get Essentia Smelting done, and to do that, I remembered how we get Precontatio. Yeah, it wasn't JI, just click on it and then click on this aspect from item stack, and then you can see all the actual amounts. So we can see the amounts, and particularly we're looking for 5s here, so let's just keep on going until we get down to 5, and let's see if there's anything. Well, golden apples, don't much care for that. I'm not spending Eyes of Ender. Yeah, arrows seem to be good. Is that any arrows? Arrows? I think I've got plenty in the system. Arrow. Only 1 from regular arrows. Okay, and it also pollutes with a lot of other stuff. So why don't I just go backwards then, and let's see what we've got going this way. 5. Well, we can get Mana Steel, and that's fine. It depends what else we get. We get some well, I can't remember the name of it, but we get other stuff there. I would like a pure source if possible. Mana pearls. No, none of that's pure. Is there anything else that's actually easily available? Really, dragon eggs? Really? Yeah. So that's looking not very promising. Well, the very advanced Botania flowers. So it looks like we're going to have to pollute a little bit and actually get some Mana Steel going. That's easy enough to create, though. So I need some iron. And we're also going to need some flint for this as well. And we need even more iron still. So I'm going to need a couple of iron for this. And why don't I just convert as much of this as I can over into Mana Steel. Obviously, you can get more later. But in fact, no, let's just convert a little bit. So just a couple. And that is 5 each. We're also going to get 5 instrumentum, so we need both of those, and then we're going to need 2 iron ingots because we're going to need to make thaumium, which is the next step. So across to our Thaumcraft area, and do we still have enough left in here? We do. It's got some air in here that I had previously, but let's just drop the Mana Steel in, flint in, and then 2 iron, and we end up with 2 thaumium, which should open up the next part of the Nomicon. Hopefully, yes, I've got thaumium here. I have created it. Are you not going to let me get on to the next step? I want to get to this. Do I have to go through Elementum as well? Let's just complete that. Yeah, so coal in with Ignis, Peditio, and Potentia. That's something we can do later. Essentia Smelting. We have it available. Good. So I need to create this. Okay. Using alchemical processes, I should be able to find a way to break down objects and convert them into Essentia. That's exactly what we want. We want the air Essentia for this. I need to study Essentia in the purest form available to me. V crystals. To destructive testing. Destructive testing? Are you not going to tell me anything else other than destructive testing? No, clearly you are not. So hopefully that means I just had to mine them, and well, we've already got them in here, so if I already pick them up, will that actually give me the research? Yes, it will. I just have to have them. Okay, fine. Let's dump these back in the table. We don't need them right now. What's the next step here? Essentia Smelter. My experiments are promising, if unpredictable. It seems melting objects down in a special alchemical process is my best option. Unfortunately, my tests so far have been on primal crystals. I should also test my findings on crystals containing secondary essentia. Yeah. I don't have any of these yet. Do I really have to create all of these? It looks like I do. Yeah. That's what we get back out of it. So we're going to need some quartz silver for that. That isn't going to take too much, if I remember rightly. Quartz silver? Quartz... sliver. I assume, not silver. Did I get that wrong? There we go. Yeah, so just regular nether quartz. Okay, so we're going to need to get all the other bits and pieces. I will not subject you to having to wait for me to actually get all of these. Some of them are quite straightforward, like Lux, for instance. That's Tenebrae. Lux. That... What? Are you going to give me the wrong... Oh, you're not going to give me the specific recipe. That's annoying. Basically, we can use this to absorb and get all the V crystals of anything left in the crucible. That's what it's trying to tell us. So anything you have left over, carry some quartz slivers and you can get it back out rather than it decaying naturally into the environment. So we can just get that and we can get, I don't know, a stack of these. Well, it would be nice if you give me a stack. There we go, so 63, and then we can clean up after ourselves when we're over at the Crucible. From this point onwards, all I need to actually get is those various different other kinds in the Nomicon, but I won't subject you to that on camera. That said, that brings us to the end of today's episode. That is about 30 minutes or so, so I will end it there. I will do that V crafting between the episodes, and then hopefully we're about to get into Blood Magic proper next episode. I need to obviously get a few more things. So yeah, if you're going to go ahead, if you're going to jump ahead of me, you're going to need to make one of these Essentia Smelters and then put an Arcane Alembic on top, and then you'll be able to pull air essence out into files. And as soon as you do that, you'll then be able to head over into Arcane Infusion. And it says in here, you basically want to get a file of air Essentia and craft that together with some stone and some feathers, and you will be able to get, it says, a result in a very light stone. So that will then take you on to further research. Over here, we've got all this other kinds of things. We're not going to worry about that too much, other than we can basically unlock further research. And arcane paving stones are just faster paving stones, so you can basically walk around a lot faster. But they're a little bit... yeah, a little bit laborious versus just upgrading ourselves to actually run around faster. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to head towards this infusion, and I'll do that off camera. So hopefully you'll join me next episode for some more Enigmatica 2 expert mode. And from there, thanks very much for watching. As always, click on the subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. And of course, you can put comments down below on if you can cut me some time, that would be of benefit. And for everyone else, put tips and tricks down below. Otherwise, as always, guys, thanks for watching.